ABC 10 News at 7 starts now.
San Diego and 40 other California counties are about to enter a month-long curfew starting this weekend. Good evening, I'm Kimberly Hunt.
And I'm Steve Atkinson. The state is calling this a limited stay-at-home order. It's not a full lockdown, but here's what it does mean. Starting Saturday, you're asked to stay home every night from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. This will last until December the 21st for all counties in the purple tier.
Now, there are some things you can still do during those hours, and they include going to the grocery or drugstore, walking your dog, ordering takeout, or going to your job if you're essential. Businesses allowed to stay open in the purple tier can continue operating, including restaurants, but they must close by 10 o'clock every night, which was already the case for restaurants.
Basically, it doesn't have any impact on restaurants in San Diego County because they already have been subject to a previous county public health order to be closed by 10 p.m. Obviously, they have to be focusing on outside service now.
Riverside, Los Angeles, Orange, and Ventura counties are also under the same order.
And this comes as the county is cracking down on businesses not complying with our purple tier restrictions. More than 40 local businesses and entities have now gotten cease and desist letters. Our ABC 10 News reporter Anthony Pura is live in Hillcrest with a look at how enforcement is being ramped up. Anthony.
Well, two popular spots here in Hillcrest have received those cease and desist letters, as well as several locations throughout San Diego County. Sheriff Bill Gore spoke at a news conference today saying the Sheriff's Department will be increasing enforcement. They will be devoting deputies to work with county compliance teams full time. It includes 4 two-man deputy teams working with local police departments. Gore says he's gotten commitment from 5 police chiefs, and as for the rest, he says if cities are not willing to enforce health orders, his deputies will.
We would like to get compliance from all our chiefs, but if they're not going to join with us in enforcement actions, if that becomes necessary, we will issue those citations by ourselves.
Now, the sheriff was also asked about enforcing that new state curfew and how it pertains to private citizens. He says that the curfew is so new that he has yet to come up with a plan, so it's still unclear how that will be enforced. We're reporting live tonight. Anthony Pura, ABC 10 News.
Anthony, thank you. The county announced 899 new cases today. That's actually slightly down from yesterday. There were also another 7 deaths, bringing that total to 952. Our COVID cases have spiked noticeably in the last several weeks. A UCSD epidemiologist says COVID fatigue is certainly one of the big reasons why.
What we think is going on is that people are getting tired of having to mask up and to stay lonely.
Despite the desire to be around loved ones, experts are urging everyone not to hold the usual Thanksgiving gatherings. Dr. Strathdy says that it's much better to have a Thanksgiving dinner virtually with your extended family than having Christmas in the ICU.
Good point. Another local holiday tradition is falling victim to the pandemic. This year's San Diego Bay Parade of Lights, scheduled for December the 13th and 20th, it's now been canceled. This is video from last year's event which brought in more than 100,000 people to the Bay over 2 weekends. The parade's awards dinner is also being canceled. The San Diego shopping malls are thinking outside the box as they prepare for the 2020 holiday season. Our ABC 10 News reporter John Horn explains how different things may look at the busiest time of the year.
Yeah, you know, I'm in the seasonal business, right?
You may recognize Chicken Charlie Boghosian for the deep-fried treats he concocts at the San Diego County Fair. But in 2020, fairs are off.
So here we are, back to the roots.
Boghosian is instead opening a Christmas tree farm in the parking lot of Grossmont Center next to a pop-up eatery. This just one of the unique things happening in 2020 at malls across the county, which normally are preparing all sorts of events to welcome crowds.
And we feel with our outdoor setting, our big, wide open spaces to walk, shopping here is as safe as it could be in this time.
Trevor Moore, who directs marketing at Grossmont Center, says the mall had to cancel traditional events, including Santa's appearances, in exchange for socially distant ones. But the decorations are up, the music will play, and the mall's giving out free masks. Still, the retailers are under capacity limitations amid coronavirus restrictions. While that could hit the bottom line, customers who do go may benefit.
A lot of consumers don't want to be bothered, but if there is a question, there will be somebody there to answer that question, and you're not going to go around the store trying to find somebody to be able to ask a question.
SDSU marketing professor Miro Kopik says the question moving forward is whether in 2021, will consumers who buy all online this year come back to the malls, or are their habits changed forever? John Horn, ABC 10 News.
Major retailers like Target and Best Buy have extended their Black Friday sales over several days or weeks.
Some of the top brass from the California Medical Association attended the birthday party that got Governor Newsom in hot water this month. CEO Dustin Corcoran and CMA lobbyist Janice Norman were among the guests at the French Laundry restaurant in the Napa Valley that violated COVID-19 guidelines. The governor didn't say how many, but did confirm there were more than the recommended 3 households at the party. A CMA spokesman says the dinner was held in accordance with state and county outdoor guidelines, but pictures obtained by Fox LA show the party was held in a 3-sided room with a roof. You can stay on top of any new developments with coronavirus by downloading our 10 News app. A free version is available in the App Store.
We have some breaking news out of Kearney Mesa, where a man was hit by a vehicle just outside of Sharp Memorial Hospital late today. Sky 10 was overhead on Health Center Drive near Frost Street. Police say the victim had just been discharged from the hospital when he was hit. We're also told his injuries are severe. It's not clear right now what led up to the incident, but police are investigating. And a man could be going to prison for aiming a laser pointer at a San Diego police helicopter. This happened in June during this George Floyd protest that went from downtown to North Park. Rudy Alvarez from Lemon Grove repeatedly shined a laser at a police chopper monitoring the crowd on University Avenue. A jury convicted him in federal court yesterday. Alvarez faces up to 5 years in prison and a $250,000 fine when he's sentenced in February.
New developments involving a Navy medic charged in the death with a fellow medic. The victim's family claims there was a possible cover-up. ABC 10 News reporter Jennifer Kastner broke this story last year and has details on what happened today at a hearing at Miramar.
This was our first time learning the name and seeing the face of the accused Navy corpsman since we first reported on the charges in September. Behind the walls of this Miramar Marine Corps courthouse Thursday, a preliminary hearing for a Navy corpsman, a type of medic, who's charged in connection to the death of fellow Navy corpsman HM3 Michael Vincent de Leon. ABC 10 News' cameras were not allowed inside, where the accused corpsman, HM1 Ryan DINI, appeared in his military fatigues alongside his private counsel.
The cover-up is what I felt from the get-go.
A possible cover-up in his son's death is what Jose de Leon has suspected since the 30-year-old died on the 29 Palms military base last year. ABC 10 News spoke to Jose minutes after Thursday's hearing, where prosecutors argued that Ryan DINI, who has 19 years of service, should face additional charges related to negligence. He's already charged in part with dereliction of duty resulting in death and drunk and disorderly conduct. The government argued that DINI and a handful of other service members, including Michael, were at a house party on base where alcohol was flowing and guns were being dry-fired the night of the death. DINI's defense denied any wrongdoing.
Ryan, being the most senior individual at this gathering, at this going away party, failed to protect not just Michael, but everyone in there, because they were all in danger when these firearms came out.
He told us this in September.
We know that the firearm was dry fired at Michael. The firearm was put away, and then it came out again. And according to some statements, they were horsing around, and the firearm came out again, and that's when Michael was killed.
He said it was first called in as a suicide, but ABC 10 News then learned from a source with close military ties that the death was being investigated as a homicide. A prosecutor named 3 other service members in the hearing. Their involvement is still unknown. We're told that in about 3 weeks, a judge will determine whether DINI's charges will be sustained and whether he'll face additional charges. Jennifer Kastner, ABC 10 News.